Good evening. My name is Hailey, and I wanted to start this sort of like podcast series called Quiet Conversations. But I wanted to come on here and introduce myself. I feel a little bit awkward because I don't know, I don't know if anyone will even watch this. So I just wanted to come on here and kind of just introduce myself and what the purpose of Quiet Conversation is, and hoping that you guys will enjoy and follow along. So let me just start out with who I am. My name is Hailey. I am 17 years old and I'm a senior in high school. And I love the Lord and I love coffee. I love running. I really have been into um, hot mat Pilates. Yeah, hot mat Pilates. I do not like the reformers. Those are torture. When the ladies are like, pulse, I'm like dying. Like, I genuinely, like, this is worse than anything I've ever done in my life. That little creature was my dog, Nugget. He is a 8-pound Chiweenie. And, yeah, so more about me and my faith. Um, I was saved a little over 2 years ago. I've sort of been a Christian my whole life, but I really didn't start following God until about 2 years ago. I gave my life to Jesus at a camp through my youth group. Um, Kind of the setting was the pastor was like talking about a topic that I didn't even knew or like know that churches would even talk about, and I related to it so much. And then he was like, "Okay, um, I like to do this at every camp, but there's some of you who still haven't given your life to Christ, and I would love for you to receive this formal invitation. Like, Jesus is calling you home. Like, if you would stand up." And like my legs were working before I could even do it. I stood up and I looked around the room and I was like, wait, am I the only one standing up? No, but other people did eventually join me. And then about 6 months later, I was baptized. And yeah, so kind of how I came to Christ, how I, became a follower of Jesus, um, was through that camp. That sermon really hit my heart. It was on mental health, and mental health is something I've struggled with my entire life, but for some reason I had this stigma like you couldn't be a Christian and struggle with mental health. Like, it was like if you were a Christian, like, you had to be perfect and struggles were bad. But now I know that that's obviously not the case, that you can be a Christian and you can struggle with mental health and like still love the Lord. Like, there isn't like that stigma for me anymore, and I hope there isn't that stigma for anyone else. Um, Jesus made all of us perfectly. In that Bible verse it says, before, oh my gosh, I don't want to get this wrong. We were created in our mother's womb, and before we knew Christ, Christ like knew of us and created us perfectly and wonderfully made. I would encourage you to go look up that verse because I didn't look up the verse beforehand, and I know that I didn't say it correctly, but I kind of summarized it. So yeah, I gave my life to Christ at the camp. Then 6 months later, I was baptized, and my life didn't just change. Like, I wasn't like, okay, Christian, like, all sin, go away. Like, I'm super perfect and my life is super great. Um, my life got worse before it got better, which I feel like is a reality that more of us need to hear. Is once you start following Christ, things just don't go perfect. It's a process. If you know about pruning and fruit, I can kind of explain it a little bit. So, the fruits of the Spirit, like love, patience, kindness, are like qualities that Jesus had and that we should have in ourselves. And I definitely do not carry those fruits. And as I'm gaining fruits and still gaining fruits, I feel like it's a lifelong process. We get pruned. So the old weeds and the old fruits sort of die, and that's kind of where we go through trials, etc., etc. So yeah, my life kind of got worse. I was convicted of a lot of things. I was just kind of a mess, and it's so cool to look back on those 2 years ago and like know that I'm a different person. Um and like I still go through hardships. Like I'm still like I feel like I'm in a season of just kind of just wondering what's next. Just yeah, just kind of going with the flow. um yeah, I mean, I definitely don't have it all together. I am definitely not prepared to like when people always ask like about me, like I sometimes I don't know what to say 'cause I feel like there's a lot about me, but I'm like sharing this on the internet, so I feel like there's some things that I should keep to myself. Actually, it's crazy because I was gonna like for like to end this video, I was gonna read you guys some encouragement. Proverbs 3, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own understanding. So sometimes when I read that, I think about like I know in Proverbs 2 it says like guard your heart above all things, or sorry, above all things guard your heart. There we go. That was the verse I was thinking about. Um yeah, like I should guard my heart as well. Like I want to share and be open and vulnerable and honest, but I also need to guard my heart because I know that I might receive some like pushback, or I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that um all I get is encouragement. I am open to feedback, but encouraging feedback. I am a person too. I have a sensitive soul. Um yeah, also something that kind of Jesus kind of been teaching me through like my coming to Christ and throughout my journey is like I'm very sensitive. I have a big heart. I feel things very deeply, and honestly he's been teaching me that that's not a bad thing. It's really cool how the world can okay, it's not cool that the world can put insecurities in us, but it's really cool how Jesus like no, that's a lie. Nope, I created you perfectly. You know what I mean? Like I used to think it was so bad that I feel things so deeply, but it's like what a joy. Like what a joy it is to experience something so deeply and to not just be like numbed out by the world, you know? Okay. So now I want to share kind of three things that I have learned from the Lord and three things that I'm still learning. And then I'm probably going to wrap up this video, but I'm excited. I don't know when I will post episodes. I'm wanting to do like once a week, but honestly, I think it'd be cool to do like YouTube shorts as well because it's mainly going to be on YouTube. I don't know. I feel like the Instagram and TikTok community can be a little harsh. I feel like YouTube's pretty nice though. So I'm really excited. Um, for that, excuse me. So, okay, so three things that I've learned from the Lord. Um, Number one, that we're gonna sin. Especially like I'm gonna sin. But it's what I do with this sin that matters. That's something the Lord's really taught me. Um, Over these past couple months especially, I've fallen into a certain sin. And for a while I just sin, shame, sin, shame, sin, shame. And the Lord was like, whoa, 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 child, calm down. Like I died on that cross so you wouldn't feel that shame. And I was like, whoa, Jesus, you're so right. You are so right. And now I'm feeling like I'm getting out of that, if that makes sense. Like, okay, I sin, get right back up. Keep walking up that hill, keep climbing that mountain. A really good analogy that I have been thinking about is so life is like a journey, right? You're climbing a mountain. And when you sin, you kind of sit on the mountain. You don't need to fall down the mountain. You can just sit on that mountain. Okay, I need to stop. I need to rest. Okay, I took a few steps back. That's okay. And then you repent and you keep climbing and you keep climbing and you keep climbing. So that's something that I have definitely been learning with the Lord. Or learned. Three things that I learned. Learned. But you know what? You know what? Okay, I feel like I said the wrong. Three things I'm learned. Three things I'm learning. Um, I feel wait, hold on. I feel like I'm still learning things, but like this is something that I've kind of like got like yes down. Um, but yes, we can always learn things from the Lord. Okay, number two, um, just that I have a purpose. For a while I was like, wow, I just don't have a purpose. Like I'm just a floating little spectacle in Earth. Okay, I never thought that. I just thought I didn't have a purpose. I don't know where that came from. I just never thought I had a purpose. I was like, okay, so I'm just like here to do what? Literally nothing. No, but the Lord has made everyone so unique. It is like the coolest Oh, hello. Okay, oops. Um, it's been like the coolest thing to see. Like the Lord creates everyone for a purpose, for a reason. Like everyone is going to do something. Like his followers all have ways to glorify the kingdom, but in like their own intricate ways. Like I feel like I'm really good at like talking and listening, and I hope someday to become a therapist. Uh, but some people have like the voice and they can lead worship, and then some people are good with their hands and they can like um make things. I can't make things. I can't do a task for more than 5 minutes without getting bored. But that's something else. Yeah, but it's just been really cool to see how we just all have a purpose. Like none of us were made for like no reason. Like it wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, you're here. Good luck. It was like, no, I created you for this. And it's really cool because like again, it's like a lifelong journey, and so much like learning, so much teaching, so much joy, so much pain, but just so much God. Okay, look at me popping off. Okay, popping off. I don't know. I've actually never said that before, but anyway. Okay, number 3. Um, the Lord is a comforter, a comforter, not a comforter. You know what I mean? Um, I seem joyful right now, and that's because I am doing this, and this is something I've been willing to do for a lo- This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I do stutter a lot, but this is social media, so you don't see me all the time. So you obviously don't know the things I'm going through right now, and just because I seem joyful now doesn't mean I'm joyful all the time. Yada yada yada. I have been in a really rough season dealing with some losses in my life, and um it's been really hard for me to understand sometimes like the why, the how, the what if I did this better, what could I've done, the guilt, the shame, oh my gosh, would they ever forgive me, etc., etc. But it's been really cool to see how the Lord has been comforting me, and ways he's been comforting me is I journal. I've been journaling every day, sometimes on the Bible app, sometimes in my actual journal. But yeah, it's just been really cool to see, yeah, the Lord is just such a comforter. He wants to comfort us. Um, yeah, it's been really, really nice. Sorry, I have the sniffles. And the cougher. Wow, that's not even a word. Okay. 3 things, and I'll make this really quick. 3 things the Lord has been teaching me. One, that I'm gonna mess up and I need to not to beat myself up over it. And I know that I said that kind of in 3 things that I've learned, but like just still. Like again, I need to still learn this. Like I don't need to fall down the mountain. Like I need to get back up and keep going. But I can also sit there in my sadness and in my sorrow. And then number 2, that I need to love my enemies. And it is hard. And it is so hard, but it's the truth. We need to love those even if they don't love us. And that's literally a reflection of God's character. Like he loves his children even though they may never come home to him. He's like, "Man, I love you and I'm there for you." And that's how we need to be. But you don't need to necessarily talk to someone to love them. Like you can love people from afar because obviously there's circumstances where certain people should not be in your life. Etc. And then lastly, number 3, I think, is God's plan will prevail. I'm so worried that I'm going to mess up God's plan for my life. I'm so worried that I've already messed it up. Um, and I think in line with that, I'm so worried that I will never become the woman I want to be. I feel like the month of December, I feel like I just made a lot of mistakes. And like November too. And honestly, August to December, I was like not me. Um, I feel like I just made a lot of mistakes. I feel like I hurt people that I cared about, and now I'm like, wow, so I've just messed up God's plan. I messed up my life. Oh, yippee! But something I'm learning is that I literally can't. He's God. I'm not. I'm a mere speck, and he's a mighty big God, and I literally cannot mess up his plan for me. So that's been really cool to sort of learn and step into. Okay, so I think this video is long enough. Like I said, I was going to read Proverbs 3. This is the Hosanna Revival Bible. She is gorgeous. I literally love it so much. Okay, sorry. I literally love my Bible. We are in Proverbs 3, verse 5 through 12. I don't know why I just whispered that. I want to know how it sounds on the microphone. Okay. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own understanding. In all your ways, know him, and he will make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. This will be healing for your body and strengthening for your bones. Honor the Lord with your possessions, and with the first produce of your entire harvest, then your barns will be completely filled, and your vats will be overflowed with new wine. Do not despise the Lord's instruction, my son, and do not loathe his discipline, for the Lord disciplines ones he loves, just as a father disciplines the son of whom he delights in. Oh my gosh, such a good reminder that the Lord delights in discipline. That is something that I have been learning over the past year, like getting up and like discipline with like the food I eat, like eating more whole foods and taking care of my body, like going to the gym or just doing certain exercises, and then the things I consume, like my new motto I kind of want to go by, I should create more than I consume, like reading, painting, drawing, running, more than I'm sitting there just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. That's kind of my encouragement. I really love Proverbs 3. I think it's a really great section of the Bible, and I would encourage you to go read it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Also, I just want to show you guys my earring lineup. I have 3 holes, and I got this new earring, and I think it's pretty cool. So, yay! Uh, anyway, have a great night. God loves you. I love you, and I'm excited for this new chapter of my life. I am also scared, but I'm a little excited. Okay, bye.